Making it look Eze. Oh my goodness. What an absolutely incredible result in the North London Derby. Arsenal 4, Tottenham 1. And it could not have gone any better than that. What is up, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Cup Chasers. It's another match reaction here. And go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thanks for being here. Of course, hype it up. And I want to know your comments. I want to know what you're thinking down in the comment section below about that absolutely stunning performance from the Arsenal. Let's get right into it. Right out the rip, I was surprised by the Spurs lineup. I was thinking, wow, they really have, like, I even sent a text to in the chat, in one of my chats, about how they're parking the bus. They've literally not played a center attacking midfielder to bring Danso on. And maybe they had the long throws and the fact that Mikel Merino is tall. We're going to be dumping in crosses, trying to hit him, is obviously what they were thinking. But that's not how it went down. That's not how it went down at all. That's not what our strategy was. Credit Mikel Arteta right out the rip. I know I've been incredibly critical, but you got to give him the respect he deserves for this one, because he absolutely figured the formation out right from the go. Right from the rip, we had them figured out. We very nearly scored right out the gate. The pressure and the urgency was there, like it's been all season. You know, that is one of the things that I've loved so far about this season, is that ever since the Liverpool game, you can really see the drive and the determination to win every tackle, to win every ball, to win every game. And I've absolutely loved seeing that. And it was definitely there today. Definitely the urgency, like they knew it was a North London derby. Like they knew City and Liverpool had dropped points, and the opportunity to go that far ahead was there. And we absolutely seized it, absolutely grabbed it by the scruff of the neck and said, thanks, we'll have that all day long. And man, what a performance from Mikel Merino. What a performance from Arteta and Eze. I'll start with Merino, because that's where I thought, man, we don't have Gyökeres. That's a big miss today. Mikel Merino, man, holy crap, what a performance. This guy, every time people ask questions about him, every time somebody say, yeah, he's 5th choice, 6th choice, he's not the guy. He was the guy today. That was an absolutely incredible performance. Linking up play, coming back to get the ball when Rice and Zubimendi were kind of marked out of it. I thought Eze in the beginning, in the first 30 minutes, wasn't coming in back to get the ball enough, and Merino kind of filled in that spot to get our progression going, to get us going through the lines into the space that we found all day long behind Bentancur and Paulinho. The fact that Merino was pulling Paulinho and Bentancur all over the place. Declan Rice was pulling Bentancur all over the place, and Paulinho was trying to follow Merino like the whole game, which left acres of space in the midfield, where Eze popped up a number of different times, scored twice in this particular way. That the game worked out. He scored twice because of that space, and it was there the whole game. I'm surprised, because I expected Van de Ven to be following Merino, and they had an extra defender in there. I thought that would be the guy to make up the balance in the midfield, but at times Zubimendi was farther forward as well. We were pushing midfields farther forward, and so we matched the numbers they were trying to have in the midfield. And when we pulled them out, when we pulled Bentancur far left with a high Rice run, and we pulled Paulinho out of the way with a Merino run, Eze's by himself in the space, by himself all day long. And speaking of unlocking low blocks, the little scoop was on all day. I mean, for the first goal, for Trossard's goal, who was fantastic, by the way, for Trossard's goal, Merino is in that space I was talking about. So Eze has pulled Paulinho away this time. Bentancur's not in the space. And they tried to recover, but Marino just a little dink as Trossard makes a fantastic, I mean, it's a classic forwards run across the back line, stay on side, curl your run, and he's in behind. And the quick feet, I mean, Trossard, man, what are you going to say about his finishing abilities? The man is absolutely on fire. People have questioned, is he going to step up in the absence of Martinelli? Is he going to, dude, he is absolutely 100% stepped up and then some. My man cannot stop scoring goals. Dude, the guy is crushing it, answering all the critics. And even if we're fully fit right now, I think Mikel Arteta has a really, really big headache over whether to play Eze or Trossard out wide if Odegaard is in there, because Trossard has absolutely said, yep, that's my position. As long as Odegaard's out and Eze's playing in that 10, the left winger, Trossard's locked it down. He's been absolutely incredible. He was incredible at Sunderland. He was incredible today getting in behind Udogie. There was space there as well. We were able to exploit it a number of times. Even a couple of times Marino was running into that channel as well. And so absolutely incredible. Marino was everywhere. Mikel Marino was absolutely everywhere. And I can't put enough praise on him. Now, of course, I want to talk about the man of the hour, Mr. Arteta Eze. When he scored the first goal, my first thoughts of his performance of that first 35 minutes, or when he got the second goal, actually, when he scored his first goal, my first impression of his performance at that time was, okay, he's a moments guy. I've heard that said of him in the week, and I think that at first I was like, yep, there's his moment. He's popped up in a game where he hasn't been too influential, and he scored the goal to kind of kickstart our absolute dominance of the game, scoring the third goal right out the rip, and which is a fantastically worked goal again. And once again, it's that space in front of their defenders. I don't know what Thomas Frank was thinking about not playing a third midfielder in there, because they got the rotation completely wrong. And he's once again, Eze finds himself in that space and just dunks it on him. And absolute glory for Eze today. He deserves all the plaudits, all man of the match, all that stuff, deserves every bit of it. He was incredible. I also want to mention the way that Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi played today together, both of them. Just winning challenging for every single ball, winning all the second balls, not letting anything go easy at all. Not at all. There was a little spell Spurs had where I thought that they battled well, and we're giving Rice and Zuby a little bit of trouble in there, but the way they fought in there, winning that's how we keep teams pinned in. Like every single game, I'm saying second ball, win the second ball, and Zuby and Rice were all over it today, because at times our press, obviously Tottenham were not set up to keep the ball and to progress through the lines. They were definitely set up to defend, and we're kind of not really worried about attacking at all, is what it seemed, and that's how it played out. But when they did get on the ball and we forced them to hit it long, Rice and Zuby were everywhere. And Marino collecting the second ball and allowing us to progress up the field and never having to defend much. Look at the fact that Gabriel wasn't missed at all. Big Gabriel wasn't even mentioned in the commentary because A, Spurs didn't really come to attack, but B, Hincapié comes in and locks it down. Absolutely locks it down. We hardly even missed him. We were still deadly from corner kicks. Still deadly, still locked down in defense with Hincapié in there. So got to give him credit as well for coming in. Keeps it ticking, doesn't he? I figured I was kind of leaning that Mikel would go for the left back, the straight swap, the left-sided center back, the straight swap, because of how natural it was and how well Calafiore was playing, who also had a very good game today. I think that we just overran them in the midfield with Calafiore inverting, as well as the way we were pulling them apart. got to give credit to Jurrien Timber as well. He's had a fantastic game. He's been very good offensively. The way Timber holds the ball, a lot of times I'm like, don't lose it. But he's spinning around and around. He's keeping that low center of gravity, the tight touches. You can't get the ball off of him. And he's had another magnificent game today as well. Not a whole lot to say, but if I want to nitpick about some things, David Raya has got a couple of shaky moments in him, and there were a couple of ones where it was, can we calm down a little bit in that space where it got touchy? You knew it would. You knew it would get a little bit, nippy, and people will start kicking and shoving, and things would pop off when the ball is dead, not in play rather. Michael Oliver was terrible, as we knew he would be. I think there were a lot of controversial decisions in this one. Was the second goal offsides when 3 of our dudes are standing in front of Vicario? I'm sure people are going to, be splitting on that one. I mean, again, it doesn't matter. We absolutely demolished them, absolutely smashed them. So, yes, if it would have mattered, we could have a conversation. But sure, take my goal away. Well, we got 3-1, whatever. Oliver was terrible for both sides. I think he let it get out of control because he didn't lock it down in the first half. He didn't, he never wanted to give any cards. So, of course, they were going to start going at each other, especially when you get deep into a game and you've yet to get a card. And so you can go kick the crap out of somebody, João Paulinho. But, I'm not going to say anything about the ref. I don't need to complain about him. We absolutely destroyed them. We were the better team across the board, comprehensively wrecked. I mean, Mikel Arteta, once again, going into this game, my thumbnail and my from the preview was about injuries. It was about who's going to be able to cope with, the fact that we didn't really have an attacking line. They had a ton of injuries as well. So, kind of the narrative was who's going to be able to cope. And once again, yes, we have a great squad, but Arteta has been able to make it work. He's been able to figure out what Mourinho has to do to be so involved in the game and have such a huge influence on the game. He's definitely given Eze the freedom, because that's what it is. That's why you don't necessarily see Eze as involved as Odegaard is, because Odegaard is way more looking to progress the ball and be the guy that is moving things, the impetus, the catalyst for the attack, you might say. Eze is looking to get in the pocket, dribble, jinky, beat a guy, score like he's done today 3 different times. That's Eze's bread and butter. That's what he wants to do. That's where he's comfortable. And the fact that Zubi and Rice had such incredible games is what gives Eze the freedom in there to have those moments like he's been, like we've, not necessarily labeled him as, because I think he's had far more influence than to say that he only pops up in moments. But I do think his presence in there, with the freedom and the confidence that he's playing with and afforded by the system and the way Arteta has been able to figure out where players need to be, has really, really opened him up. And more of the same. Bring me more of the same. That's all you can say about it. You definitely have to mention, I want to mention Bukayo Saka, of course. He's had, it wasn't his scintillating, amazing best, but a lot of people will talk about how he's not necessarily the guy that takes people on the little turn where he's gone in between 2 guys and then gone down the line. Yes, he got fouled afterwards, but it was a fantastic move. I think Saka with the armband has been a huge leader. He's been such a huge leader. I think that, a lot of people talked about how Thierry Henry wasn't necessarily the vocal, loud, scream at you captain that Tony Adams was. And I think Bukayo Saka as a captain is more like Henry in that he's not going to be seen yelling at Declan to get back or yelling at someone to run back. He's going to be leading by example. And I think he's done that really well today. We definitely went down the first 30 minutes, went down his side a lot. And he was, having a good battle with Jed Spence. There was a couple of times where Udogie got the better of him. But all in all, we cooked him down that left side. got in behind a number of times. And the combinations with Zubamendi and Timber and Saka were absolutely fantastic. But it's the leadership that I think Saka, having picked up the armband since Odegaard's been out, has been very, very important. And yeah, what else can you say, man? What an absolutely incredible performance. And more of the same, please. We got Bayern in the week. I'm not actually worried about Bayern at all. Not saying that we're going to destroy them 3-0 or whatever. I'm not worried about the result at all. I'm hoping to stay healthy. That's what I need going forward. I would even be happy if we rotated against Bayern, No, I don't want to lay down and just get smacked 4-0. But it really doesn't matter as going forward in the season. So what matters to me is being healthy for Chelsea, for being healthy for Stamford Bridge. Because even more than I wanted to beat Spurs, I want to beat Chelsea so bad next weekend. Ugh, God, I just shut them up, man. And this is another shot across the bow to the league saying, yeah, we're coming. We're here. And you stumble, you fall, you drop points, City, Liverpool, we're going to pick them up. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, I'm ready for Chelsea. Bayern, yeah, I hope we win. I hope we put in a good performance and a good, telling of ourselves in the Champions League. Of course, is big night, big game. But like I say, I want to be healthy for Chelsea. I want to have the best possible team available that we can at the weekend. So if we rotate for Bayern, I'm fine. As long as we absolutely smash Chelsea, bring the same performance, the same energy next weekend. But of course, we will get there when we get there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hype the video up. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want your opinions on this Eze performance. Let me know if you think Arsenal are going to go on and win the league after this one. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. We'll be back with the regular show on Wednesday night after the Champions League. Again, like I said, thanks for being here, and you will see me next time.